7. This is the News at 5.
Good evening. Not mentally fit to stand trial. That's the ruling a judge made this week about the man accused of randomly stabbing a 74-year-old Boise man while he was out raking his yard. KTVB's Shira Matsuzawa is in the newsroom with a look at what happens next in this case. Shira.
Dee, that ruling happened on Wednesday. A judge has sealed the transcripts from that hearing, but today we got a look at the court order.
He admitted to law enforcement that he had purchased the knife that morning for the sole purpose of trying to kill someone.
That's what it looked like in court back in November, just one day after prosecutors say Ruben Diaz randomly attacked a 74-year-old man while he was raking leaves in his yard.
Asked the victim for directions, and right after that started stabbing and slashing the victim's head and face multiple times.
This week, Diaz was back in court for a hearing to determine if he is competent to stand trial.
In the order, the judge found that the defendant, Ruben Diaz, was not competent to stand trial at this time.
That means Health and Welfare will now get Diaz the necessary treatment so that the trial may move forward.
We're currently set in about 90 days in March. We have a hearing set, and shortly before that hearing, the Department of Health and Welfare will notify the judge, send a report, and say what his status is and what the prognosis is.
The 36-year-old is being held in a medical unit at the Ada County Jail under 24-hour supervision.
He's technically in IDOC custody right now because he's on a parole hold. And so Health and Welfare and the Department of Corrections are to work together and figure out the best way to treat him right now.
Diaz has a history of other serious assaults. The 36-year-old served 10 years in prison before he was paroled this past July, just 4 months prior to this attack. KTVB has learned Diaz was required to take previously prescribed medication as a condition of his parole. We reached out to the Idaho Department of Corrections. They say a serious incident review for this case is currently underway. As for the victim, he is out of the hospital and back home. His family says he's still trying to get back to normal. The next hearing for Diaz is scheduled for sometime in March. Dee?
All right. Thank you.